That's crazy. That's insane. How many roads do you have? Hi and welcome back. And welcome back to a great video because, lately I'm looking more at Texas. And today in this video, we are gonna look at how is it really like to live in Texas. I'm so excited because I think Texas is, one of the states that I would like to live there the most because of the climate and all of that stuff, and also because of the barbecue. So I really would love to see how is it really like. But before we go into this, please make sure to hit a like and a subscribe. That would help me so much, and also you don't miss any videos of me anymore. And if you want to see more of me, you can definitely check out my Patreon or my channel memberships. Link is in the description below. And now let's go into the video.
The message. God bless Texas. Y'all know we're heading to the south. When I
Oh god, I thought for a second there's an ad or something and I didn't see the ad because the music changed so much.
Off by saying, y'all, want something a little more regionally specific? Okay, y'all. I just parked my truck outside of Whataburger on I-35.
What is a Whataburger? Is this like a Burger King or something?
With a Beto shirt walked by singing my favorite Willie song, and then out of nowhere a thunderstorm rolled in. The temperature dropped by 20 degrees, and then by the time I got home to do this video, it was back into the 90s. Yep, that's right, folks.
That's so much. I would be so overwhelmed with all of the degree stuff, then all of the different pounds, then in feet, then in miles. I mean, with miles, I think I'm pretty good, but with all of the other stuff, oh god.
Texas. You might have seen some of our other videos where we guide you around a city and tell you what it's like to live there. Well, buckle up, cowboy, because today we're doing the same for Texas.
Great.
And the Lone Star State is a hell of a lot bigger than any little old city. In fact, Texas is bigger than many countries combined. So get out your Copenhagen, your ratty old Cowboys jersey, and pack your heat as we unbox the state of Texas. Let's begin with some Texas stereotypes, some of which are true and some of which are not. To start, things really are bigger here. Food portions, trucks, boobs, hair, houses.
Is that true? Is there a stereotype that Texanian women have bigger breasts?
And the number of miles you'll drive in a day. Food is serious business around these parts. Texans have a genetic predisposition to love Tex-Mex. For y'all who don't know, this is sort of like Mexican food, but with a whole lot more cheese. Texans don't F around with their barbecue, breakfast tacos, big bowl margaritas, and of course, everyone here loves eating all things fried at the state fair.
Oh my god, that looks amazing. I don't know what this is exactly, what is fried, but it looks great.
Not everyone owns a gun, but some people certainly do. People really do say y'all. It's just more efficient. People are just plain friendly here. And when you're going down the street and somebody waves, they don't want anything from you. They're just being nice.
That's
course,
great.
Texans are very independently minded. After all, if you recall, Texas was once its own nation. Now, what it's like to live in Texas today is largely based on the state's history. In 1519, Spanish conquistadors founded Texas, which means they basically stole land from Native Americans who'd been living there for thousands of years. Between 1519 and 1865, all or parts of Texas were claimed by 6 different countries, hence the name Six Flags. Now during that
what is Six Flags? I have never heard the names, and he said it like it's a big thing that I should know, so tell me in the comments.
There were a whole bunch of settlers and missionaries coming in from Spain. Then when Mexico gained its independence from Spain in 1821, Mexican Texas was part of a new nation. After Mexico's leader Santa Anna started shifting politically to the right, people in Mexican Texas wanted to revolt. Thus, the Texas Revolution in 1835. Oh yeah, Texas won. That's when Texas declared itself an independent nation, the Republic of Texas. One thing led to another. There was a civil war in there, and over the next century, Texas gained wealth, not from agriculture, but from its plentiful oil and service-oriented society. Segregation ended in the 60s, and between that time and now, Texas went from a solidly Democratic state to a nearly solidly Republic state.
Interesting.
These days, Texas has both the
What happened? Did the Democrats and the Republicans change, or was like the mindset change? Tell me in the comments.
second largest population and the second biggest GDP, just behind California. Now, this brings us to what's it like to actually live in this giant, economically booming, Republican-leaning state? That's a tricky thing to answer because, as you might have gathered, Texas is big. You've got your big cities, Houston, San Antonio, Dallas, Austin, Fort Worth, and El Paso to start. And each of these largest cities
I've never heard
has
Fort Worth. Never heard that.
a decidedly different culture. For instance, Houston. It's Texas's biggest city, both in population
I thought always somehow Austin is.
and area, and is mostly known around here as the muggiest, most industrial, and most museum-filled city. That is, unless you live here, of course. Locals know that Houston is so big that it has its own little subcultures, just like Texas itself. There's the wealthy older conservatives, wealthy younger conservatives, not so wealthy middle-aged conservatives. Okay, so overall,
I see a
Please hit like and subscribe. It would help me so much. Thank you.
pattern. Yeah, exactly.
Houston's pretty conservative. But there's pockets of liberals and hippies and hipsters and all kinds of people in this city. And of course, highways. Lots and lots of highways.
That's absolutely crazy. I don't know if this is just stock footage from somewhere around the world, but if this is in Texas, that's crazy. That's insane. How many roads do you have?
Geographically, Houston's located in East Texas, just inland of the Gulf of Mexico.
Is it not the Gulf of America?
That means not only
I mean, the fun thing is, I was lately like on with a VPN in the US, and you literally tell it to call it the Gulf of America. I thought more like it's a joke, but it's not. Actually, it stands there, which is crazy because for us it's just the Gulf of Mexico.
Houston get hot like the rest of Texas, but it also gets muggy as all hell. So good thing there's the gorgeous beach of Galveston nearby. Galveston, oh Galveston. Now let's stop by San Antonio. Remember the Alamo? Yeah, that's in San Antonio, but there's a whole lot more going on here too. This city is just about an hour and a half outside the state capital, and it's home to a huge Hispanic population. But while San Antonio's population is 63% Hispanic, there's huge pockets of the city where the population's predominantly white or predominantly black. Yes, that's right, folks. Legal segregation may have dissolved in the 20th century, but still today, many Texas cities are largely divided in terms of race and socioeconomic privilege.
Oh, wow.
Unlike Houston, which is a large international and somewhat more business-focused, San Antonio's culture is maintained.
How big are those shoes? That's crazy. What shoe size is this? I think you have also different shoe sizes, right? Have you also like shoe sizes like us, like around 40-ish things? Or do you have this weird system that with the, I don't know, like 8 or something, or 7? I don't know. Tell me. Because, I don't know, that would be shoe size probably like 300.
More of the rough and readiness. I mean, this is the place where the Battle of the Alamo was fought. San Antonio is a city of tacos, margaritas, and shooting your guns. Its streets are clogged with giant trucks. Spurs fans will straight up kill you if you insult their team. And if you don't speak Spanglish, you might as well.
What are the Spurs? What sports is this? Is this like football? Is this like hockey? Hockey. Yeah, ice hockey, for example. Is it baseball or is it basketball? Because, you know, this, if you tell a European the Spurs, it will be a soccer team from England.
People, you're just in town visiting the Riverwalk because clearly you're not from San Antonio.
I speak Spanglish. Yo quiero Taco Bell. Hey!
You're gonna need a car to get around San Antonio. In fact, you pretty much have to have a car if you live anywhere in Texas. Everything is so damn spread out. And no, Texans don't ride around on horses, but some of them do wear cowboy hats and boots. Lots of them, actually. Sometimes even at football games. Football's a religion unto itself for most folks in Texas. They're passionate about the University of Texas, the Texans, and of course, the damn Cowboys. Plus, high school football here is huge.
Yes, I have a good friend on Discord that always talks about their college football with so much passion.
Jonesing for a city with a little less good old boy je ne sais quoi. Don't worry, Texas has got you covered with Austin, the capital of Texas, known as the little blue dot in a red state.
Ah, that's why I thought Austin is the biggest city, because it's the capital, okay.
meaning Austin's just about as liberal as cities come. Sure, Austin's got its gun-toting, right-wing leaning taco eaters, because everyone in Texas has a diet consisting largely of tacos. But mostly,
I understand it, because tacos are amazing, right?
Austin's known as a music lover's paradise, with live music every night of the week. It's a haven for hippies and hipsters. Austin's a relatively young city, home to several universities, and of course, home to some of the fittest and attractive people in the country. If that sounds good to you, you're not alone. Austin's one of the fastest growing cities in the country, with its growing tech industry, plentiful nightlife, and outdoorsiness. But do remember, even though Austin is feeling increasingly like Los Angeles in some ways, it is still in Texas. Now, speaking of quintessential Texas, let's head over to Dallas. Have you ever seen the show Dallas?
Oh, I heard this intro. Yeah, I heard the intro. That was always on TV when I was like a child. But this was always like more the sign that my mom was like, okay, we now go to bed. So I always wanted to know what this is. And then I just never, then you just forgot about it when it was not on TV anymore.
All big blonde hair, big boobs, and big accents? Yeah, that's still pretty accurate. Dallas is sort of like the wealthy, more conservative, yuppie older sister of Austin. Where Austin wears flip-flops and a t-shirt and smokes pot all day, Dallas is probably wearing Tony Birch and Chanel and vaping pot. And it's not just a stereotype. Dallas is wealthy. In fact, it's second only to New York City in its population of billionaire denizens, especially when you consider suburbs like Frisco and Plano. In Dallas, you'll find designer shops, exquisite cuisine, country clubs, and mansions. But of course, not everyone's rolling in the dough in the city. In fact, it's also known for its industry and support of farmers and agriculture. And let's not forget about DFW, one of the largest international airports around. And speaking of DFW, there's Fort Worth, a big city right next door to Dallas. Residents here tend to be a little of everything. There's a young crowd, since there's a university there called TCU. It's also home to artists, musicians, and hippies. It's got conservatives, cowboys, and cowgirls. Speaking of cowboys and cowgirls, shouldn't we just call them cow people? All right, cow people, let's mosey on to the next big old city we're gonna cover in Texas, El Paso. Now, if you're not from Texas, you might have heard about El Paso lately as the hometown of Texas Senate nominee Beto O'Rourke. O'Rourke talked a lot about his hometown, but what's this place actually like? Well, it's nestled just next to the Rio Grande River, the border between Texas and Mexico. As such, it has a large population of Hispanic residents, and many residents speak primarily Spanish.
Okay.
Now, we have to bring up the border wall. As you can see on this chart, when El Paso beefed up its southern border barrier in 1993, and then again in 2008, crime in El Paso went down.
Did you know President Trump is trying to build a big border wall?
Yes, Mappy, we knew that. Thanks for doing your homework once again. El Paso's mostly dry, as in climate. There's plenty of bars and venues. But when it rains here, it pours. Like, for real, flash flood type rain.
Wow.
This can be dangerous, but Texans are pretty well versed.
That's crazy. Look at that. I mean, how can you even drive through this? Huh? How? That makes no sense to me.
Intense sudden storms and know how to handle themselves. What's even more dangerous in Texas? No, not tornadoes, but they have those. Not rattlesnakes, they got those too.
Oh god, no, I hate snakes so much.
Or even incredibly poisonous scorpions. Yeah.
I always forget that the US is way more dangerous when it comes to wildlife than Europe. I think just like, yeah, they're a little bit more like, from the weather side, they're maybe a little bit more extreme, and they're like a little bit, I would say also overall, in comparison to Germany at least, probably like more like Italy, I would say, like overall in most states. So a little bit warmer. But I always forget that warmer means also most of the time more dangerous animals.
They have those. No, what's most dangerous in Texas is actually crime. It's not that Texas has a higher crime rate than anywhere else in the country. However, if you plan to travel or live in places like Belmead, Donna, Humble, or Texarkana, you better be packing. Those places are dangerous. So is anywhere near the Mexican border. Of course, Texas is so big, and there's many, many other medium-sized cities and smaller towns, from safe to crime-filled, from rich to poor. They're as varied as the stars in the Texas night sky. Texans are a very unique bunch. It's pickup trucks galore here. It's breakfast tacos, lunchtime tacos, and supper tacos. It's a very diverse place. In fact, the second most diverse state in America. But Texas will all come together with a big old
What's the most diverse state? Tell me in the comments.
Southern FU to anyone who messes with Texas. Because at the heart of it, whether you're a liberal or conservative, from a small town or
Wait, I learned in another video that they actually would not say F you, right? They would say bless your heart, I think.
if you're from Texas, that sense of pride, independence, and downright stubbornness is just plain in your blood. It's welcoming and friendly, yet independent and prideful.
Wait, is this a bridge that has only one way of rails? Should it not have two ways? Because, otherwise you can have always to wait until, if you go in one direction and the other. This is not very inefficient. I mean, that's probably so German stereotype. Always think about efficiency, but I don't know, that looks very inefficient.
Paced and old-fashioned, yet cosmopolitan and international. It's old and new. It's rich and poor. It's desert and forests. Hell, it's oceans and mountains. Love it or hate it, it's Texas, a state unlike any other. Y'all come back now, you hear?
I think I like Texas now way more. And this, if we go away from the scorpions and the rattlesnakes, that could be a place to live, I would say, right? Right? I mean, we have tacos, we have great weather, we have nice people. What do you want more, right?
Hey guys, if you learned something new or you just like this video, make sure to like it. And if you really like this video,
yeah, do the same in the comments and the like button down below as well. And I hope you liked it, and we see each other in the next one. Until then, keep liking, subscribing, and bye.